Mr. Gash graduated in 2004 with a bachelor's degree in communication. He then attended Gardner-Webb University in Florence, North Carolina, and received a master's degree in divinity in 2010. Mr. Gash then went to Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona, and received a Master of Psychology degree in 2012. He is currently attending Arizona State University, pursuing his doctoral degree in behavioral health. To further pursue his ultimate passion of speaking, training, and coaching others, Mr. Gash joined the Dream Team in 2012. Mr. Gash continues to transcend those served from good, better to best. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Chavis Gash, keynote speaker with the Dream Builders Communications Incorporated.
My whole team, get here, start from the bottom, now we're there. Start from the bottom, now the whole team here. Start from the bottom, now we're there. Start from the bottom, now the whole team here. Start from the bottom, now we're there. Start from the bottom, now the whole team get here. I can't do it from the jump. The living never from my heart, we gotta get it work. I'm trying to get it on my own. Working on that, working on the way home, and my show and we started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole
McCrorey YMCA, make some noise! Not only to inspire you, I'm here today not only to encourage you, I'm here today to teach you and help you apply things that will help you throughout your life. A lot of times you have a lot of speakers who come in and hype you up, they get you intense, they get you excited, but then you don't take any of the things they taught you and use as application, which is the most important part about hearing the speaker. The speaker we had this morning was excellent. And what he did, he gave you tools to equip you so you can apply those things for your life to be successful. Today, I'm going to give you a couple more tools that's really going to help you and guide you throughout your life, throughout your career, throughout your academics, to help you be successful. Now, here's the thing. First, I need everybody to sit up. Everybody, sit up. Posture is important because it's a non-verbal communication. If you're sitting up, that tells me that you are attentive and awaiting what I have to say. That you are here to be recognized. If you're not sitting up, that tells me that you don't really care about this or if you're going to be successful. It's good. So the title of my presentation is He Started from the Bottom, but Now We're Here. See, when Drake was singing that song, he was being prophetic. He was explaining how he started the race one way, but he finished another. And always remember, just because you start the race at the bottom, does not mean you can't finish the race at the top. Your mastery of your creator is why you're on this earth. But Dr. King is why you're able to live the quality of life that you do. Let's give Dr. King a standing ovation. Transitioning from good to great. First thing, be willing to transition. Transition is hard because it's requiring you to do something I'm not used to. How many of you are good students? Raise your hand. All right, just hand now. Now listen, you can't raise your hand at this next question if you just raise your hand. How many of you are great students? Now what happened there? I asked you if you were good students, you raised your hand. Because your mindset says, I'm an okay student. Then when I ask people, are they a great student, only a few raise their hand. You know the difference between good and great as far as academics? The only difference between an A student and a D student is working. It has nothing to do with intellect. Did you know that? Now you might not get your A as quick as the next man. But an A is an A. And I guarantee you when you go to college, they're not going to ask you how long it took you to take the test in math class. All they're going to see is that A for the class. So once again, how many of you are good students? How many of you are great students? That's more like it. Still not everybody's hand up, but that's okay. Evaluate your perception versus reality. One thing that I learned working all across the nation, Dreamless Communication is an international company. We are in 24 states and 2 countries. And working with school districts, corporations, so forth and so on. One thing when I come and do these student assemblies and I do student interaction, one thing that I find is there are a lot of students whose perception of things are not necessarily the reality of things. So I give you a scenario. You're in the bar, walking, having a good time. You got your freshest outfit on. Girl, you cute. You got your hair done there. Man, you shaped up. Looking good. Okay? And you talking to your friends, and somebody bumps you, spills their lemonade on you, and just walk off. And it looks a little like this. So you sit here, you talking, you looking, you doing your thing, and they walk, just walking, they got the lemonade, say, oh, and just keep walking. Now, here's the thing. How would you respond to that? And this is keeping it 100. I want you to be totally honest. How would you respond to it? Yes, sir. Stand up. What you stand up? You got, I can't hear you. You got to do something with your hands. He got to see you. See you do what? He gonna see your hands. So he gonna see your hands. Oh, okay. So you gonna come home. You gonna see your hands. I was like, okay, let's get it. That's not it. Okay, that's not his thing. That's what I'm saying. Appreciate it. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Good question. She said, purposely or accident. Here's the thing. Doesn't matter. It does? Let's say accident. She said it's okay. Yes, sir. You gonna smash somebody? You gonna smash it? Okay, I got you. Anybody else? Right here in the back. Now wait a minute. So here's the thing. You got to keep the child down. So I can... Go ahead, sir. Blue shirt, got you. You excuse me. Okay, chill. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yes, in the back. You got to yell at me now. Quick with 5 paper towel damage control. Great textbook answer. Now here's the thing. However I handle the situation is depicted on what I think happened. Everybody with me? Is depicted on what I think happened. Now, in one instance, I can perceive that the lemonade was spilt on me and I felt disrespect. Right? On the other hand, it was spilled on me. I didn't necessarily feel disrespected, I was embarrassed. And I had to react because of my embarrassment. Third scenario, it was just an accident, things happened, on back to business. Now, what really bothers you about the situation? Stand up. The fact that they kept walking off me and saying, I'm sorry, excuse me, or acknowledge that they done. Yes, sir. I can you stand up, sir?
I don't take sorry.
Okay. Okay, all right, that's more perspective. So here's the thing. In a scenario, in a situation of any type, the first 2 things that I must do is realize what's going on. So in that situation, because they didn't say sorry and didn't acknowledge what they done, I'm upset. That's the only thing that has me upset, and not necessarily eliminated. But in a situation, here's the reality. You can't control what other people do. And you cannot control what other people say to you. How do we know that? Dr. King was his example. nonviolence approach. Dr. King loved those who hated him. Because Dr. King knew I can't control what you do, how you do it, but what I can control is how I respond. We must have emotional intelligence in types of situations. Your clothes didn't deteriorate, it wasn't matter, it was limited. In that instance, if I put my hands on this person, I have more to lose than they. Think about it. Because thinking and reacting is two different things. I react because something has happened. I think things through and then make something happen. Everybody with me? I react because something has happened. I think through it, then make something happen. Two different mindsets that we have to get to. Have the right attitude. Attitude is such a big key when you're talking about progressing in life. Consider this. If everybody took the alphabet and numbered them out, meaning 1 is A, 2 is B, so forth and so on, and you did like a grid, okay? And then you added that grid up. Knowledge, if you take all the letters of knowledge and add them up off this grid, it would be 96%. That's what it would equal up to, okay? Hard work will be 98%. Everybody with me? Okay? Attitude equals up to be 100%. Wow. The right attitude will curb the situation. Dr. King's attitude was so unique at the time because his attitude wasn't do to them what they're doing to me. It's treat them how I want them to treat me. And that was the message. Attitude is such a big part of who we are, and it displays our character. Some of us, at times, have some terrible attitudes. Oh, I was at this high school in Charlotte. I ain't gonna say that, because you all from different high schools. And she might be in it, so I don't do it. So, I was at this high school, and this young lady, she put a hand on somebody in the locker in the cafeteria. I don't know what her problem was. She was throwing trays and everything. Okay? So I was just sitting up there. Okay, and she was there, and I was up there meeting with the principal and some things we were doing with school, so I could sit down and talk to her. I just want to figure out what happened, why she was using the language she was using, why she was, behaving the way she was behaving. Okay? And I was talking to her, and it was like talking to a woman, because she was mad at her situation. She was sitting there listening to me, and just rolling her eyes. I mean, she was good too. She rolled her eyes so good she went to sleep. I had to wake up 4 times. But what that told me, though, is that her attitude is blocking her person. See, your attitude can get you away to where you want to go. Any path in life you want to take, you can take it. But your attitude will either be a hindrance or springboard. You have to choose. It can be a hindrance because you can't nobody tell you nothing. Have you met somebody you can tell nothing to? They always got a response. Well, the sun is out. No, man, it's dark. Well, the sky's blue. It's orange. Being negative will slow down your progression. Being negative will slow down your progression. Dr. King, when he was in the Birmingham jail, ministered from all over, wrote him letters and told him to stop the movement. They told him that he was causing too many problems in the South and too many people were getting hurt. They say, cease and desist, Dr. King. Please stop doing what you're doing. Dr. King smiled in that jail and simply wrote back to him. He quoted poets, he quoted scholars, he quoted theologians. Simply telling him he could not stop because this was bigger than him. Kindly killing kindly.